Hi viewers, welcome to another edition of Mary Clinic Live. How are you today? I remain your host, Marlaya Anobu. Thank you to everyone for always joining us. So today, I want us to quickly discuss this. I just felt I needed to talk about this because it's getting too much. I mean, it's becoming rampant. I keep getting messages from people saying, "Oh, my marriage is 8 years, and for the past 8 years, it's been very challenging. It's been very turbulent. I want to quit. I don't think I want to continue anymore. It's giving me depression. I want to leave. It's making me run mad. I want to leave." So different cases like that, and it's becoming repeated and reoccurring. And I was just thinking about it yesterday, like, okay, so what could be causing all of this? Now I know that economic reasons could also contribute to all of this hardship that people are facing in their homes, in their marriages, and that is why we encourage that as much as possible both parties should find something doing, so that resources or money will not be the problem or the bone of contention in the marriage. Now when we take out the economic reasons, I discover and notice that another major reason that make people want to leave their marriage at all costs is the behavioral aspect, or the behavioral attitude that the parties display in the marriage. Now, when your behavior towards your spouse is not good, is toxic, I tell you, that partner will always feel like, I need a breathing space. I need to get fresh air from somewhere else. I remember, there was this lady that was always calling me to report her husband, and each time she's talking to me over the phone, reporting the husband, the negative energy I get from her, the way she will be talking about the husband in such a demeaning, and she will be cursing. She's talking about her husband, she will be sending curses to him. She will be cursing, and I'll be like, "Madam, this is too much." But this same husband that you are always talking about this way, and you are always cursing each time you are talking about him, how come you are still with the same husband? I mean, if he's this bad, if the guy is this terrible, how come you are still in his house, you know, spending his money? I said, you need to think about it very well. For you to still be there, there is obviously something you are still gaining. There is obviously something you are still benefiting. There is no way the guy can be completely bad. I mean, he cannot be 100% bad. There is one thing he's doing right. There must be something good about him. And you should, when trying to assess him, or when trying to score him, you should be able to consider the good part of him as well as the part you feel is causing you pain. So when you consider the good part, weigh him on the good scale and on the bad scale, and assess objectively, like, okay, this guy is not completely bad, even though it seems he has maybe a cheating habit or something that is irritating you. That there is this part of him that is good, that I'm still getting from. Then you might want to be patient and hope and pray that someday the part you don't like, will drop off him. And I know that you can't change someone else, really. We cannot change another person, especially if the person is an adult and they are already set. They are already like concrete, like block. They are already set in their ways. For you to change such people, it's usually difficult. It's usually the hard knocks of life that change such people, and that's why Why we encourage that sometimes you need to leave them into the hands of God. Let God Himself, give them the hard knocks of life that they deserve. And when that happens, they will usually sit up. They will usually sit up. Now, another thing we should consider that could make someone tired of marriage is, there is something called ogun eje. Ogun eje, like it's in the blood. When someone is exhibiting some trait, you may want to check if this is in his lineage or this is in her lineage. And if you are able to establish that, then you will know where to direct your prayers to, or where to focus your prayers to. You may want to address the source of that prayerfully and say, no, I'm not going to allow this. Rather than you just saying, oh, you want to quit, you want to quit, you want to quit. Quit. Because see, most people that are still married today, if you ask them, they will tell you that there was a time they felt like quitting. Everyone at one time or the other have felt like quitting. I mean, when things happen, those days of the odd argument and all of that, you will feel like quitting. But when you think about it again, do you want to throw away the baby? Do you want to throw away the baby with the bathwater? Because if there are good parts of that man or that woman, you may want to hold on to them because of those good parts. Because if you throw them away completely and say, oh, I want to go look for someone else, you don't know what other behavioral trait you will see in that other person. Now, the only time you don't want to condone the excesses of your spouse is when what they are doing is dangerous to your health. Probably is going to take your life, is posing a threat to your life. You can take a break, you can travel. You can travel, spend some time alone, heal, recover, get some fresh air, and you go back home. Go back to the marriage and see if things can work out. At least when you leave and go on holiday for some time or go on vacation for some time, it gives the other party to reflect on everything that is happening. And when you're on vacation, try to keep mute. Try to be silent. It's not a time to start sending them text messages and exchanging text messages with them. No, be silent. Spend that time, reflecting on everything that is happening. Meditate. Ask yourself real life questions. What do you really want? Is this bringing fulfillment for me? Is this adding to me? Do I need to be a little bit patient? Do I need to really move on? What is God saying in all of this? What is my intuition telling me? You have to ask all those critical questions, because some of us, even though the marriage is bad, in the midst of it, you can still see the hand of God. You are complaining, oh, the man is not providing, but somehow God is blessing you. God is opening doors for you. Money keep coming into your hands as the wife. Then when that is happening, you should know that God is using you as a source. Complain, rather you should be grateful to God that at least money and resources is coming in through a particular source. From one of you. So assuming the resources is not coming at all, either through the husband or through the wife, that is when you should be worried and be thinking, okay, what could be happening? What is it we are not doing right? What is it we are doing wrongly? You may now want to start checking all those things. Say, okay, what is going wrong? But you need to have to ask all these critical questions, because if you don't, then you will find out that, you, at every little thing, you just want to opt out. You just want to leave, you want to leave. The honest truth is that If the person is reasonable, if your man is reasonable or your woman is reasonable, things will always get better as they grow older. As they grow older, things will get better. Some things will drop off them naturally as they grow older. They too will begin to see some things as, I don't think I should be doing things like this anymore. Ati dagba. Let's drop all this attitude. Let's drop all these behaviors. And you couples, you need to check what is it that turns off your partner. What is it that makes them angry or that disconnect them from you. You don't want to keep doing that thing, because if this is said to be a lifetime journey, marriage, then you don't want to do things that will cut the journey short. You don't want to do things that will make the other party feel like, no, this is not worth my time. This is not worth my energy. This is not worth my investment. This is not worth it at all. And the honest truth is, there are actually some like that are not worth it. When you look at it critically, you will know. But you will know if this is still worth it, especially if there is something you are still gaining, if there is a part of it that is still working out, and maybe it's just the rough edges that needs to be smoothing out. So if it's the rough edges that needs to be smoothing out, then you need to learn to hang in there until those rough edges are smoothing out. It will get smoothing out with patience, with commitment, with deliberate effort. You be intentional about the things you do, the things you say, how you talk. In fact, there are times my husband will tell me, I've told you that I don't like you saying that. There are some things that maybe when we are talking and I say, as if I knew that you won't do it. And he will say, no, I don't like you saying that, because the other time you asked me to do this, I did this, and I will be like, oh, that's true. Because at times human memory can be very short. We may have forgotten that, they actually did that for you, in time past, and why are you making it seem like, so you want to reflect and reconsider all those things, because see, marriage can be very blissful. It can be very easy. I've never had it this easy, because I'm just like, it's not as difficult as some people paint it to be. Yes, externalities will make challenges come, but if you both, the individuals in the marriage, if you both are mature, if you both are reasonable, you will be able to discuss things. You will be able to trash out issues by communicating. You will check your behaviors and see, okay, what is it I'm doing that he doesn't like? That doesn't mean you are living your whole life to please that person. It simply means that you are equally working on yourself to become a better person, because it's part of what we are here to do, to improve on ourselves, to refine ourselves. So you yourself, you should ask yourself, as the man or the woman, am I working on refining myself? Am I working on becoming a better person? Because this is very, very important. So I'd like to stop here now. So it's not all the time that the first thought that comes to our mind when we are going through marital challenges is, oh, I want to quit, oh, I want to leave. No, it shouldn't be. At times, hang in there. Identify what the problems are, what the issues are. Ask yourself objective questions on how to go about resolving them or addressing them. And before you know it, you'll say that phase will pass and you guys will be good. You will be fine. I remain your host, Malai and Oguti. Hope to see you again. I say till then.